What's up everyone, this is Cyberknight8610, and today I have an ABC deck profile for you guys. Yeah, this is using the new ABC monsters that are in the Seto Kaiba 2016 structure deck, and this is the rank 4 build that I'm going with today. Later on, probably later this week, I will have the Galaxy Soldier Transmodify build, but for this one, I wanted to go on ahead and do the rank 4 build because I have all the cards for it right now, and also, I feel like it's the more competitive of the two, although I really enjoy using the Galaxy Soldier build as well. So yeah, let's go on ahead and start going through the cards. First off, obviously you gotta have 3 of each of them. So we have 3A Assault Core, 3B Buster Drake, and then 3C Crush Wyvern. And of course, each one obviously having their own effects that can help you out. Assault Core helps against monster effects, Buster Drake helps against spells, and then Crush Wyvern helps against traps. And then even at that, they all have their other effects where when they're sent to the graveyard that will activate, where A Assault Core will make it so that you get to add one of your Union monsters from your graveyard to your hand. B Buster Drake will help you search, so in most cases when you're about to Xyz summon, you want to equip Buster Drake to one of those monsters, and then of course when you go for Xyz summon, it'll go to the graveyard, which then since it's going to the graveyard, it will allow you to search for one of your ABCs. And then of course with Crush Wyvern, you are also getting an effect where you're able to special summon a Union monster from your hand. So each one can be useful in different situations, and obviously with an ABC deck, you gotta have 3 of each. Then next up, I'm using 2 gold gadgets, as well as 2 silver gadgets. Obviously, with all the machine monsters that are in this deck, and this being a rank 4 build, you're just able to instantly go for a rank 4 monster when you have one of these in your hand. I mean, you just have one of them, and then of course, any of the level 4 machines. I mean, that's the ABC monsters, everything. You have access to just about any rank 4 monster you want to bring out. So, yeah, they're just a quick way of easily going for that instant Xyz summon. And then after that, I'm also using 3 Photon Thrashers. I mean, it is a rank 4 build, it's an easy level 4 that you can special summon Jarrett of the field, and also being a light, it helps out with bringing Tsukiyomi. So there you go. I mean, it's just another way to bring out rank 4 monsters. Plain and simple. And now moving on to hand trap cards, we have 2 Mech C, as well as 2 Game Seal, which basically are both different hand traps for different occasions. So first off with Mech C, I mean, obviously you want to be able to draw as many cards as possible. I mean, that's just no-brainer with any deck out there, and that helps out a lot with that, especially with so many decks out there that are special summoning monsters like crazy, and most time you're going to be in like a mirror match with ABCs. Yeah, this will be very useful to you to be able to draw a bunch of cards. And of course, Game Seal is also there to just get rid of problematic monsters. I mean, that's what it's really great at doing, because whether you're in a mirror match, let's say you're going against ABC Dragon Buster, get rid of it, or just any monster out there that's a problem for you. You're just able to tribute that monster and then give them a Game Seal. And of course, with it being one of the weaker of the kaijus, it's not too hard to run over if you need to. And also too, if you don't want to use Game Seal, you can always go for Winter Cherries, because those are always a great option too. You can end up using 3 of them if you want. I do recommend that if you have them. I don't have any of Winter Cherries. I mean, they're really expensive right now. I was lucky enough to get Pot of Desires whenever they were cheap, but Winter Cherries, not so much. I never had much luck with those. So yeah, I do recommend that as another option if you would rather go for something like that. But I think Game Seal does really great for the deck, and it's a little bit more budget friendly as you can get with this deck, I guess. So that's the reason I'm going with it. And obviously, like I said, I'm not putting down the money for Winter Cherries right now. I'm thinking it's going to get a reprint anyway at some point soon. Now moving on to spell cards, I'm using 3 Union Hanger, and then of course since we are using a field spell in the deck, I'm also using 3 Terraforming to search out Union Hanger. Union Hanger is obviously one of your best cards of the deck. I mean, it's your searcher, it helps you get your ABCs, whether it be to your hand, field, or graveyard. So you can go for, of course, a Dragon Buster as soon as possible. I mean, that's just the main function of it, so you want to get it as soon as possible on that. And it's kind of a quick example of what Union Hanger can do. Let's say that you have Gold Gadget and Assault Core in your hand, alright? Okay, then after that, you summon Gold Gadget, which then you get to special summon Assault Core. Let's say you've gone that far, okay? Then Union Hanger's effect will activate, then you can get Buster Drake, and then attach it to Assault Core. After that, of course, you can Xyz summon both of these. This will send Buster Drake to the graveyard, activating his effect, to then help you search for Crush Wyvern. For this example, the best monster to go for in an Xyz summon is Bujinte Tsukiyomi, which we'll get to the extra deck here in a little bit, but that's one of the cards I'm running for this reason. Alright, let's say you go for that, and then of course you added Crush Wyvern to your hand. Now you can use Tsukiyomi's effect, send a Assault Core to the graveyard, use this effect to send your hand to the graveyard, Alright, so there's your Crush Wyvern. It's also in the grave. You have all the ABC monsters in your grave. And then also you were able to draw 2 cards. And then of course now you have full access to ABC Dragon Buster. Just that simple. I mean, that shows what Union Hanger can help you do and how easy it can be to get your ABC monsters, whether it be on your side of the field, hand, or graveyard. And then go for a Dragon Buster. It's just that easy. But yeah, that's just one example, but that just shows what Union Hanger can do. So like I said, you want to run 3 of them and 3 terraforming. Now moving on with spell cards, I'm using 2 Pot of Desires. Now I know, that's where things get really expensive. And also too, I know that kind of hurts my argument of Winter Cherries not having them, but listen, I got Pot of Desires from actual pack openings and stuff, and even on my extra one that I have, I was actually able to get it when it was really cheap, before everyone realized how great this card can be. Also, I only recommend using 2 of these. It's the same thing like I talked about on Metal Foes, and the same argument I use for any deck that uses this card. I feel like you only really need 2. I know the reason people use 3, but you really only need 2. It is kind of a scary card to use. Yes, it's kind of like a pot of green. You're able to draw 2 cards, and that can change the game for you. But also, if you don't play it right, you can get rid of, let's say, all of your Crush Wyverns, for example. Get rid of all of C. You know, that can actually happen if you don't play it right. So you want to be careful when using this card, so it can actually, like I said, it can be something that can be really great, change the game for you, but it can also really mess you up. So I just want to say both sides of the card. I see why some people absolutely love it. I see why some people absolutely hate it. But for me, 2 of them is perfectly fine. Like I said, if you're using the combos right and everything, it really shouldn't be a problem for you anyway. And then, of course, kind of more staple cards, I guess. We're going with 2 Twin Twisters on that. I mean, obviously, you just want to get rid of back row because that's the only thing that can really mess you up. An Upstart Goblin, extra draw power, really. And then Reinforcing the Army kind of thrown in there just because of Thrasher, really. I mean, you know, just kind of a searcher for him. Get him to your hand, special summon so easy, and then go for an XC monster. Plain and simple, really, on that. Okay, now we're moving on to trap cards. So here we go. First off, we have our 3 Solemn Strikes, and then Solemn Warning. This is one of those decks that is afraid of back row, and also you want your own back row. It's kind of how it goes, you know, especially in mirror matches stuff. Solemns just shut down everything, no matter what deck it is. You know, especially decks like this, too. It can just shut down everything. So you want to have 3 of Strike, and you want to have at least 1 Warning. I kept trying to go with just 2 of Strike. You really can't. Unfortunately, you really can't. You need all those Solemns and just be able to control the field and do what you want to do. You want to be able to summon all your monsters, and you don't want your opponent to. It's just that simple of a strategy, honestly. And speaking of trap cards, that is really good for this deck and also scary to go against with it, and that is Vanity's Emptiness. This card is still amazing. It doesn't matter. I mean, with all the special summoning that's going on, this card can really help you out, and of course, you can get rid of it when you don't need it anymore. And then the last 3 traps I'm running are 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. This card is amazing in this deck. I mean, it is just one of those things that just hurts so many decks out there. It's kind of like with Vanities, where it can shut down so many different plays, especially, again, Pendulums. There you go. I mean, it's something that can hurt them. And then just anything that uses spells, which is every deck. So with that, of course, you're getting control over your opponent. So 3 of them seems to be the good number. It's kind of like with Solemn Strike. I was trying to, you know, just use 2 because I was afraid the third one would be dead. But really, since I'm also using Desires and everything, 3 is the right number, plain and simple. Now moving on to the extra deck, obviously we have our 3 ABC Dragon Busters. I mean, this card is just ridiculous. So like I said, I kind of gave you guys sort of a combo that you can use, but really, even if you don't really know what you're doing on how to use the deck and everything, you're just going for XC monsters, let's say. You get the ABC monsters in the graveyard, one way or the other, even without trying, and then you're able to remove them from play, and then Contact Fuse for this monster. You don't use Polymerization. You're just able to remove them from play and special summon this monster. That's pretty insane. Not only that, you can discard a card from your hand, send it to the graveyard, and then you're able to banish a card on the field. So, and that's a card too. It's not like just banishing a monster. You can get rid of a pesky trap, field spell, whatever, on your opponent's side of the field, or just monster. Just get rid of it. And there you go. You have a 3,000 attack monster you're able to summon so easily with an effect like that. And then also he can, you know, defuse into the separate pieces again if you want. So this card is obviously one of the most insane fusions I think we are going to see all year. And it's probably one of the best fusions we've had in quite a while, to be very honest, because how ridiculous it is to bring out with really no effort. And if you are actually using effort, then you can have several of these. So, like I said, it's pretty insane, to be honest. And now moving on to the rank 4 XC monsters that I have in the extra deck. I have 2 Gear Gigant X. This card is just amazing for this deck, obviously, because you're able to search for whatever machine you want. You want gold or silver gadget, so you can instantly go for another rank 4. There you go. You want one of the ABC monsters because you're missing them? There's another way to search for it. Just plain and simple on that. I mean, since with all these machines and everything, I'm running 2 of them, and if you want, you can pretty much get away with even using 1. But I kind of like this second one just in case one of them gets like solomed or something. So for me, I really enjoy using 2 of these just because, like I said, it's just there to help you search for whatever machine monster you want to get. Then after that, I am using a Bujinte Tsukiyomi. Like I said in the combo, that's what this card can do. It's another way to send your ABCs to the graveyard, and also it has a little bit of a draw engine. So that's really nice. And all it needs to is 2 light monsters to Xyz summon into it. So it's not just machines. That's why Thrasher also helps out with that. And like I showed you guys with kind of that quick combo, how easy it is where you're able to draw 2 cards and also get ABC Dragon Muster to your side of the field. And since the rest of these really don't need too much explaining, I'm going to kind of go through them kind of quickly. So first off, we have number 80, Rhapsody and Berserk. Just because you can bring out rank 4 so easily, you might as well bring this one out, equip it to one of your monsters, and really do some damage. Then after that, Gaga Cowboy. I still like it because it ends games, especially with everyone using so many Solems and everything. They're going to have lower life points. There you go. It can just win the game for you. Also, I'm using Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. I really like this card, it gives me an excuse to use it, and also since it gets rid of 2 Xyz materials, it's another way to get ABCs to the graveyard. If I'm using 2 of them to bring it out, I don't mind sending both of those to the graveyard to help me bring out ABC Dragon Buster later on. So with that, I really like it. And then obviously Castell, because it's just Castell. I mean, we all know he's in anything he can be summoned. I mean, you gotta go with Castell. We have number 39 Utopia, and number S39 Utopia the Lightning, because you can use Utopia and then rank it up to the Lightning, and if there's anything in your way, Lightning will get rid of it. Plain and simple. Also after that, have Abyss Dweller because, well, Abyss Dweller. I mean, it's kind of like Castell. It's really one of those where it's almost just a staple in anything that can go for it, and it's just great to hurt a lot of different decks out there. So I like to run 1 Abyss Dweller in anything that can go for rank 4s. Then Daigusto Emerald. I'm mainly using it for its Pot of Avarice effect because you're able to recycle 3 monsters from the graveyard, send them back to the deck, and then draw a card from it. So it's another way to draw cards, and just like I said, recycle some of those monsters again. Last but not least, we have 1 Diamond Dire Wolf. If you want to, you can run 2 Diamond Dire, and maybe take out Emerald. Of all of the ones, that'd probably be my choice, but I think it's more of a player's preference sort of thing. Do you want 2 Diamond Dire, or do you want to have an Emerald, or even something else on it? I mean, there's so many rank 4s, it's hard to choose anyway, but for me, I kind of like having the Emerald for that Pot of Avarice effect, like I said, and then of course, at least 1 Diamond Dire is always helpful. So yeah, there you go, that is the ABC rank 4 deck profile for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like I said, I want to do more deck profiles in the future. I'm planning on having the Galaxy Soldier Transmodify build later on, probably this week. I kind of forgot when the structure deck was going to be released. I thought for some reason it was going to be this week instead of last week, so I got a little bit behind, and I'm basically waiting on Transmodify to get one of those in the mail. Other than that, as soon as I get that, which should be this week, I'm going to do the deck profile. And also too, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the Dark Magician deck profile. I'll have an update to that probably next week or something. It'll be after I'm going to do the other version of the ABC build, and then after that, or even before that, I'm not really sure how I'm going to schedule these. I am planning to build something with Magnet Wars, just because I'm not seeing Magnet Wars get any love, for obvious reasons. I mean, it's hard for them to compare with ABCs, like I've explained in this video, but I kind of want to build something anyway, just because. So we might at least have a for fun build on them. But other than that, tell me what you guys think and what other deck profiles you guys would like to see. And hopefully you guys really enjoyed this video too. I'm trying to improve how I do deck profiles, so I'm trying different camera angles, faster ways of explaining things, and even trying to explain things more in depth. So if you guys like the way this video was, of course, be sure to hit that like button. It does help out a lot. Like I said, I'm trying to improve this because I haven't done just a ton of deck profiles lately, and I'm trying to, you know, I've kind of gotten out of the habit of doing those. So for me, I'm trying to find a new way to make them better and everything too. But if you guys have some other, you know, things you guys would like to see, let me know in the comments, whether it be openings, deck profiles, discussions, reviews, I don't know. Just let me know what kind of videos you guys would like to see in the future. Again, thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome, and of course I will catch you guys later. See you. Hope you guys have enjoyed my latest video. Be sure to subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, as well as check out my other 2 channels, Cyberknight Games for Let's Plays, and also Cyberknight CCG for Card Fight Vanguard openings. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.